it is bad that a Canadian citizen got put in an ICE detention, but it's like,
Yeah.
yo, you look like you had fentanyl in your asshole. Hi, Internet.
Hello,
How are
Internet.
you?
Doing good.
Are you all conspiracied up with the JFK files?
Oh, yeah. JFK files, man.
I was like,
Tell us more about the JFK files.
the best part about the JFK files was like Derek, the old co-host, sent it to me. He's like, "There's nothing in there, bud. Sorry." And then every news story is like, "Oh, all the JFK files were released, but there's nothing in there." And then, of course, I was like, "I'll be the judge of that."
Yeah,
And it's like,
let me read this for myself.
and it's funny because it's like I was talking to my conspiracy guru, Adrian. He's been on the show a couple times way back, and he was like, everybody already knows this stuff. And I was like, yeah, I actually don't even care about who killed JFK. I'm just obsessed with Lee Harvey Oswald. And then also I was looking through the pictures and they're all like of nothing except for just like random shots of like the time, like of
Yeah.
like
Yeah, totally. Of
like
the
press scrums and stuff. And then I
totally.
found this picture of this like dude with this big fat ass. And I was like, made a meme of it. And I was so funny. I was just like,
The best discovery out of the JFK files is a massive badonkadonk from the
yeah,
60s.
that's the one I sent you. I'll put it in here.
All right,
I'll
sweet.
probably have to like, sorry if you didn't see the picture and you're watching the video.
Yeah, it's a
Sometimes
sweet
I'm
donk,
like,
I
I'll
guarantee.
definitely put it in and then I don't. But
Uh,
then like so I
Classic
looked
Dave.
at 300 pictures or something and there's just
Yeah.
like there's nothing interesting.
I'm not sure. Oh, I watched it on I watched another conspiracy person on YouTube
Yeah.
go through the JFK files. It was like the top 5 things that came out of the JFK files. And the thing that I noticed, and the one thing that was it was a conspiracy theory thing that I thought was interesting, was that, this is probably not new, but I hadn't heard it, so it was new to me, was
Yeah.
that Lee Harvey Oswald is like MK Ultra style guy,
Yeah, dude, like
like a
oh,
trained dude. And there's a picture of him, and he's like, his neck is all thick and he's like super ripped. Like he's actually like that's a highly probable scenario.
I thought he was like this scrawny dude.
No, I know there's like a pic, but they white t-shirt, and he's holding a couple of guns, and he's like all ripped. He's like,
Oh, is he
yeah, it's
skinny
like
ripped though?
skinny ripped. Yeah, skinny
Oh,
ripped.
okay.
Yeah.
Like it's funny that you brought up the MK Ultra thing because it's like after I looked at the pictures, there's a file in there called the chronology of Oswald and Ruby, and I was like,
Yeah.
that's all I care about.
That's really, I think that was the main focus of this guy's
And
article too, or
it's
his
like this
YouTube.
300-page thing, but it's awesome because it's not like typed. It's just like pictures of this old like it's like this old blue paper with like typewriter on it. So
Yeah.
it like it feels like you're snooping, like you found it in a drawer and
You
you're
got
like
it in,
going
yeah,
page by
totally.
page, and I
Yeah.
love it. But
Yeah.
the craziest thing was reminded me because you brought up the MK Ultra thing
Yeah.
was in this chronology in 1959. Like I didn't even get far enough to where he meets Marina. Fuck whatever her name is,
Yeah.
some Russian name. So Marina, who ends up being Oswald's wife, in the chronology, it's like she gets fuck what did oh here actually I took notes.
Oh, you did. Look at you. I didn't take any notes. I'm sorry.
I was like, I'm gonna go through this whole thing. And then I spent like 2 hours
Yeah.
just like
It's
eyes
a rabbit
bleeding.
hole, man. Like you could, yeah.
And then
Yeah.
I didn't get back to it.
Oh no.
Okay, so June 29th, 1959, Marina Oswald, she gets her pharmaceutical degree from Leningrad. And I was like, I didn't know she was a pharmacist. And as soon as I saw that she was a pharmacist, I was like, she MK altered Oswald.
Yeah,
He's his
100%.
handler.
Right. So
It's
I
all a
think,
Russia plot.
yeah, that was the basis of
Yeah.
basically the entire other video that I watched
Yeah.
on this. I was like, oh, that's actually kind of an interesting slash plausible theory.
Yeah. And the other crazy thing was like, I don't know why I'm so obsessed with this. It's when Oswald went to Russia in 1959.
For
And it's
training.
luckily it's at the beginning of the chronology. So I
Yeah.
actually got to it because like I never actually
Otherwise, you'd
went
never
back and
get
went
to
through
it.
it
Yeah.
because it's like hundreds of pages and that's only part one. So he gets his tourist visa from the USSR. And the other thing too is it's like we are talking about how the size of Oswald, and it's so funny because it's like he's from Fort I think it's Fort Worth in
Yeah.
Texas. So he like sends a message to Russia. He's like, "Hey, I want to defect. I want to come." And Russia's probably like, "Dude, we're getting a soldier from fucking Texas. We're gonna get like a guy who looks like Reacher. We're gonna be so pumped."
Yeah.
And then he like gets his tourist visa right away. And it's funny because last time, a couple of years ago, I was talking about the JFK files because Biden released some,
Right.
and I was going through and there's this like huge correspondence with the CIA. They're like, how did this guy get into Russia so fast? Like he went to fucking Sweden or whatever, and or Helsinki, and
Yeah.
then he got his tourist
Finland.
visa
Yeah.
like in 3 days, and they're like, that's unheard of and stuff. So
Yeah.
I was just thinking that he sent it before he went to Helsinki or whatever. So October 14th, he gets his tourist visa. October 16th, he arrives in USSR and he's met at the train station by a in tourist person. So I guess it's like someone from the hotel who like takes around guests.
Yeah.
So then this is Rima Shirakova, and I don't know if that's a guy or a girl. I just assumed it was a guy, but Rima sounds like a girl's name. So,
Yeah.
anyways, it's funny because it's like they find out that they're getting this guy from Fort Worth. They're like, God, he's get him a tourist visa, get him in here. He arrives at Moscow and he's gonna stay at like a hotel. So they send like the in tourist advisor to meet him at the train station, which to me, I don't know if 1959 was a different time. It sounds awfully sus
Yeah.
that they're like, yeah, just come in. We'll like set this person up with you. Like, obviously a handler.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
just funny that he like steps off the train and it's just like this squeaky short Oswald, and they're probably like,
He's like, what the fuck? We
"Fuck."
got hosed. We got
They're like,
hosed.
we wanted Rambo and we got Woody Allen.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
And then,
He's kind of tiny. Like if you're expecting an American super
yeah,
soldier and you get like that dude, he's like, all right.
and yeah, and so I'll just read a couple of these. Like, I only got to like January 5th of the next year, so it's like Rima takes Oswald sightseeing for like a couple days, and then Oswald's like, I want to stay in Russia, and she's like, I'll talk to the pass and visa department, because she's or I I don't know. I was gonna look it up if she was a female or male, but I'll just say she because Rima sounds like a girl's name. So if I'm wrong, hit me up in the
What
comments.
is it again? Rima what?
Rima Shirakova. I
I
mean, it
got
would
it.
make
I'm on it. You keep talking. I'm on
okay.
it.
So this person takes him out sightseeing, and then he's like, "I want to be a Russian citizen," and she's like,
De-
"Uh,
Definitely a woman.
oh, nice. My guess was right. I wasn't just being xenophobic, sexist of Russian names." So Rima tells him like, yo, the visa department wants, so they interview this guy for 6 hours, and then they're like, no, we don't want you, get the fuck out, you have 2 hours to leave Russia. And then he's like, oh no, so he goes back to his hotel and he slashes his wrist, tries to
Ugh.
commit suicide. And then Rima finds him unconscious because the tourist guide often goes into the room of some random stranger staying at the hotel.
That
So
never happens. Yeah.
he wakes up in the insane asylum with like 12, and it's like, and the other thing is like it's awfully convenient that he had such a detailed diary because all this stuff is from his diary.
Right.
He's like,
Yeah.
in his diary it states that he was in the insane asylum with 12 other dudes, and it's like, oh, this is more MK Ultra fodder for me. I'm like, he was
Right.
in the insane asylum, obviously shot full of LSD.
Yeah.
And then
And it was 1959.
yeah.
So
And then he's in the insanity ward, and then he's transferred from the insanity ward to the regular ward. And then that's October 23rd. And then October 28th, like the same day he's released from hospital back to
yeah.
the hotel, Marina has issued her military ID on but then August 4th, 1969, her ID number and stuff is removed from like the roll call or whatever it's called. It says rolls. I don't know what that means. I just assume that's the records.
I would imagine it's the records. Yeah. Or the roles for what?
Yeah,
What for what organization?
like the military. So like
Yeah.
in 1959, she's given her military ID, but
Yeah.
then in 1961, her
She doesn't
name's
have her
removed
name's
from the
removed from it.
military list,
Right.
saying that she had never
MK Ultra
served,
secret program.
and her last name was crossed out and changed
Right.
to Oswald. So I'm guessing in 1961 she married him.
Yeah.
And then the very next day, she starts to work at the drug section of a clinical hospital in Minsk. So it's like they tell Oswald to leave. He slashes his wrist. He goes to the hospital, the insane ward, and then they're like, get that chick Marina who and like get her started bounting up in like this test
Yeah.
hospital, like doing clinical studies. So like I'm just at this point, I'm
You're
convinced
convinced on it already. It's
that
like that's
Marina was
hook,
his
line, and
handler and she
sinker.
was MK Ultra.
Yeah.
And then I was talking to Adrian about it, and he was like, yeah, she's a black hole. It's all crazy. And then I was like, man, I can't wait to research this so I know what I'm talking about, like what happens to her when they get
Yeah.
married.
Yeah.
Because I think after he was arrested and died, I think she just like went back to Russia and like
Yeah.
nobody
Just like
heard from her.
disappeared or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Coldly slipped into the night.
Yeah. And then on October 30th, which is like the day after he was released or whatever, he's
Yeah.
transferred to a hospital in Metropole or the Metropole Hospital in Moscow. And then on November 30, he writes to the US Embassy saying he wants to renounce his citizenship. And November 10th, Oswald enters. And then like November 6th, the US Embassy's all right. Yeah, come sign the papers, dickhead. You want to leave, leave.
You want to leave? There's the door.
And
Yeah.
then like, and the thing I'm reading is all like from like our side, or not our side, but like US side. Like, I don't know if it's
Yeah.
CIA or FBI. But then on November 10th, it says that there was a stop order put on Oswald's name because he had tried to enter the States with a different name.
Oh, weird.
And then it's like, and then on November 14th, the FBI first opens their file on Oswald because he could be a security risk if he like denounces from Russia
Right.
and then comes back.
Yeah.
But his diary says he's still in Moscow at all this time.
Right.
And then, so like November 16th, his diary says he's allowed to stay in Moscow until they make a decision because I guess they felt bad because he was so like hopelessly slashed his wrist and like, ah, fuck, let's
This
just
guy's a
keep him.
mess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's not send him back on the plane. We can't risk another life-threatening time.
And
Yeah.
then on December 30th, well, up until December 30th, his diary says that for like from the middle of November till the end of December, he was in his hotel room for 8 hours a day studying Russian from like self-taught books. But during that time, he is also, there's a stop order on his name or whatever because he tried to enter the States. And then at some point, oh, and then on December 1st, the State Department says the State Department passport file says Oswald was missing from his Metropole hotel and nobody knew where he was. And somebody at the hotel said he had like left a couple days ago. So it's like his diary says he's in the hotel from like November 16th to December 30th. December 1st, they can't find him. The hotel staff's like he's gone. So I think he was just like running missions and doing
Yeah.
training.
Yeah.
And he's like,
he's not around. He's not around to be able to
yeah.
yeah.
And
Just in the wind.
And he said he was there. And then his diary is like, I'm here, blah, blah, blah. And then 1916,
and again, they're relying heavily on a single source of like information of where he is. It's fucking diary, and that's it. And he could have written anything in there.
Yeah, but then like they have the FBI was the one where like we couldn't find him.
Yeah,
because the passport office officially put in like, hey, this guy's missing.
Yeah,
because he kept applying for a passport, and then 4 days later, he gets his non-citizen passport from Russia. So it's like they called it something weird, like the passport of a non-Russian citizen. So it's like they can't find him. The passport office is like, yo, this guy's in the wind. We don't know where he was. Yeah. And then a month later, they're like, yeah, we'll give him a passport.
Yeah.
Like it's so fucking shady.
Yeah, we don't know where he is, but
and
here's a oh my god, dude, I'm sorry. Here's a document that allows you to go back and forth in this other country. Yeah.
And then on January 5th, he's given 5,000 rubles by the Red Cross to like help pay his bills and stuff.
I don't think that's very much money.
I think I looked it up and I couldn't find like the 1960 translation, but I saw like 1950 and it was like, it ended up being like $250 in 1950.
Right now, it's $84.
Yeah.
Canadian.
Well, that's after the fucking sanctions and shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think it was like roughly $250.
Yeah.
But it's like, and it's so funny because it's like now when you hear about like Elon Musk or Trump or whatever, and the USA. They're always talking about billions and hundreds of millions. And then back then he was like begging his mom to send him $20.
Yeah, yeah. $20 would get you through, like, would pay your rent, get you bread, buy you like
Yeah.
whatever food, whatever you need, right?
And it's like
And some bullets and a gun.
his mom sent him a check for like $20. He's like, I can't cash this.
Yeah, because he
Send me
doesn't have a
cash instead.
yeah, he doesn't have a bank account or any
Yeah.
like legal way to do any of that
Mhm.
stuff. I've
And unfortunately, that's how far I got into the chronology.
well, do you want some breaking news for the podcast today?
Yeah, I
George
do.
Foreman died.
He was alive still?
Yeah, George Foreman died today. Like,
Dude, anytime an
45 minutes
athlete,
ago.
how old is he? 45 minutes ago.
Well, that's when it was posted.
Oh,
Oh, I lost it here. Hold on, where'd it go?
I'm guessing 72.
Oh, that's a good guess. 76. You're very close. Yeah,
Yeah,
very
anytime
close.
an athlete dies past the age of 70, I'm like, oh, I thought they were dead.
Yeah, that's actually incredible that he lived that long. The amount of head injuries the guy had.
Yeah.
And great grill, though. Great grill.
Oh,
George
dude, I was
Foreman
gonna
grill.
say I love the George Foreman. That got me
Yeah.
through college.
Yeah, man, absolutely. I remember
I wonder what happened to mine.
This is a fun event. I know they just disappear. That's what
They're
happens. Like,
so good for burgers.
you move and then and then it's gone. That's what happens.
Or it's like
somebody takes it.
they're like $30 or whatever, like
Yeah.
10 years ago. So you're like, I don't want to clean this. I'll do when you're
gonna
moving.
throw it away.
So I'll throw it away and buy another one.
Yeah, totally.
Because I'm like the scourge of society.
Right. I remember going to, like, do you remember the Railway Club? There's the Railway Club in Vancouver. There was a time when, like, they used to have a kitchen, and then it like slowly got shittier and shittier, and then they were like, the dude was literally cooking on 2 George Foreman grills in the back of the Railway Club.
If anybody's not familiar with the Railway Club, it was this club that used to be in Vancouver, and I don't know if it had like actual ties to real railways.
Yeah, it used to be literally a railway club. Like, there was an actual train that went around the whole top of the bar.
Oh no, yeah, but that was a model train. I meant like
No,
I don't know if it was like
it was like a rail
train
club. Like,
station.
It used to be exclusively for like CN people.
Oh, crazy. Yeah. So, but you go upstairs, like this like rickety back stairs above the 7-Eleven, and you get up to this like dingily lit pub, and it's all carpeted, which is disgusting.
Disgusting. Yeah, it just smells like
anytime
exactly
alcohol
like
is served, no carpet. Those are the rules. But it was like dimly lit, it was carpeted, and I fell asleep in that club so many times. Like, it's funny because me and Andrea were talking about this the other day, because it's like lately, since we've had a toddler, I feel like I get less sleep than I used to.
Oh, absolutely, you do. Yeah.
And so like I'll just fall asleep at the drop of a hat. But it's like I always fall asleep everywhere.
Yeah,
like you've
always fallen asleep.
Yeah.
Easily.
My mom has pictures of me like on the potty asleep. And it's like I was just like the fall asleep anywhere guy. And
I'm pretty sure if I didn't lock the door, my wife would have photos of me asleep on the toilet right now.
And it's like, and it's funny because when I was like 27 and I would go to the Railway Club and I'd be drinking and partying with my friend, I would still fall asleep.
Yeah, fall asleep.
Because it's like you get comfy, you get a couple stouts in you.
It's warm up there. There's like carpet everywhere. It's like it's gross, but it's comfy.
Yeah, it's dark.
I don't know how it's dark. It's like it's nap time, baby. Let's go.
And it's ironic because it's the second floor, but it feels like a basement.
It feels like a basement. It's super weird. Yeah, it totally does. Yeah.
Oh man, a funny story about Dale putting his foot in his mouth.
Oh, okay.
At the Railway Club.
Oh my God.
So they did this like 19, like when I was 27, so that's like 2007 to 2008.
Yeah.
There was this phase where spoken word became a thing.
Oh yeah, totally.
And I fucking hate spoken word because I hate rap music. And spoken word is just rap music without the beat.
Yeah.
It's just a guy reading poetry. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Like the only time it's ever been good was in So I Married an Axe Murderer when Mike Myers was doing it as a joke and it was hilarious.
I have to disagree with you on that.
Are you going to say soul coughing?
No, not soul coughing. No. I actually have a friend who I went to high school with years ago, who is a nationally recognized poet.
That to me just sounds like,
no, dude.
Poet.
If you get a chance, look it up. It's Shane Koizan. He's amazing. He's unreal.
Written poetry and getting books published and like writing poetry or whatever. Like I don't care for it.
He speaks it. It's spoken word. Like he goes on tour and does it and does it live for like huge crowds. He did it for the Olympics. He's done it for royalty.
He did
He's
spoken word for the Olympics and
at the
royalty.
opening ceremonies at the Olympics. The guy's like incredibly. He just won an award. He just like recently won an award,
You're turning me into
one
a
of Canada's
conservative.
national awards. No man, seriously, check it out. It's awesome. He's really
I'm
good.
not going to, but
He's
yeah,
really
I
good.
believe it. But what
Yeah,
happened was, we went there for a punk show. I can't remember who was playing, and
yeah,
before the punk show, they did spoken word. It
yeah.
might have even
And that
been that
happened a
guy.
lot in that at that time. At that time.
And it like it goes on, and it's like I was like tolerating it fine, and then he leaves. And I was like, I go to my friend, I was like, Jesus Christ, I hate spoken word. That was painful. And he was standing right behind me.
The poet was there
Yeah.
behind you. Yeah.
And then my friend was like, how could you be so mean? I was like, I didn't come for a
It's
spoken word show.
yeah. Yeah. I came for a punk rock show. I came here. I came here to hear somebody, jam out the punk tunes.
I
That's
don't know.
why.
Yeah. I've
It's
had a
almost like
rough,
being hoodwinked. I get it, man. I get it. You don't want,
I've had a
bait and
rough
switch.
relationship with poetry.
Okay, you all
I
right? You gonna
just,
be okay?
I used
Poetry
to
spanked
write
your bum one
poetry when I
time.
was an angsty teenager. And I was
Oh
like,
my god! But it was terrible, and now
well, it's
you
all
ruined
poetry is
poetry
terrible
for
to
your.
me.
I
Like, I don't
see.
know the difference between good poetry and bad poetry.
Yeah,
I
there's
might be an uncultured
oh man, there's
wine, but
definitely ways to tell good poetry from
yeah.
bad poetry. Yeah,
And it's
yeah.
just like
We could go through, but that's a whole other show.
no, we're not. We're not.
You're like, no, no,
We're
no.
not doing Lex Freeman. We're not reading poetry.
Oh, come on.
It's just
We're
like
we're
it's
talking
just one of
about
those art
butts.
forms I don't respect.
That's fair. There you go.
Which is
You're
funny
allowed
because
to
I
have that opinion.
went to school for writing.
Yeah, which is
And
basically long form poetry, if you
yeah,
really want to look at it that way. Composing and crafting the ultimate writing,
yeah.
the ultimate story, the ultimate journalistic piece. It's just poetry for the masses.
Oh, speaking of sticking my foot in my mouth,
Yep.
did you see this girl who got detained by ICE from Vancouver?
No, what happened? So I sort of read the article, but why did she get detained? Does it say?
Okay, so I read two articles. I read one
she looks
article.
like an influencer, and I know you're not supposed to judge a book by its cover, but she
Oh,
looks
dude,
like somebody who's like
that's
on
part of me putting
TikTok a
my foot in
lot.
my mouth. So
Okay.
I read a news article, shout out Vancouver Sun,
Yeah.
because every other article I read, like I tried to read two or three, and they're all like, "Oh my god, can you believe this happened? Let's talk to her mom." And I'm like, "Okay, what happened?" And they didn't say. They're
Yeah.
just saying how terrible it was. And then Vancouver Sun was like, "Here's what happened." And I was like, "Thank you, Vancouver Sun, for giving me just the news and not trying to make me hate the states more." Like I don't need.
Yeah. What was the reason
Okay,
she was detained?
so she works in the states like
Yeah.
for the last couple of years. She like does
Oh, a
like I don't know, like
co-founder of a drink brand.
yeah, so she has
Yeah.
this drink brand. And then in November of last year, her work visa gets dropped. And then she's like trying to get another work visa. And
Right.
they say your work visa got dropped because there's hemp in your drink product. And she's like, oh, whatever. And then she can't get her work visa. So she goes on vacation to Guatemala and Mexico.
Right.
And then she tries to enter the States. This is this
Oh,
month
yeah.
at the
Yeah.
beginning of the month. She tries to enter the States from Mexico after going to Guatemala to get her work visa. And they're
Right.
like,
Yeah, but you can't do that.
yo,
That's
this is
not the way to
fucking
go. Yeah.
Donald Trump USA now. Like,
You
and
can't do yeah.
and her excuse was that that's how she got in last time, like 3 years ago. And it's
Yeah,
like,
but
yeah,
she
that
made a
was
bet.
Joe Biden America. That
Yeah.
was
It's a
open
different
borders.
administration.
That
Yeah.
was like we're importing supposedly people to just try to get Democrat voters, so we're letting
Yeah.
anybody in. And it's like she lives in Vancouver. She doesn't. She lived in I don't know. It's all kind of like what's going on because she's one of those like I guess rich people who starts drinks and then just lives in LA because she started
Yeah.
a drink product
People
that
do that all
has
the time, apparently. I don't know what the deal is with that.
illegal
Yeah.
illegal ingredients from the States. So like to me, I was like, well, just sounds like a fucking
It sounds like a reason to
a
stop
mule.
somebody and check them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
totally. Yeah.
you go to Guatemala and then you try to enter the States from
Yeah.
Mexico into San Diego, which is the hottest
The
crossing.
hotbed of drugs. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
totally.
the
That's not
hottest
like,
crossing too. And
yeah.
you're from the other side of the country. Yeah, you're getting pulled into ICE. So, and it's funny because my buddy, he sent me another article. So from The Guardian, she wrote this big article. I read like a bit of it and I couldn't handle it because she was like, when I went into the cells, there was these women and they're wrapped in tinfoil blankets and they look like dead bodies. I was like, all
Oh
right,
man.
that's enough of that
Yeah.
colorful language. Like it was just like someone who's like, can you believe what happened to me?
Yeah.
So my buddy tells me this,
It's
and I'm
so
like,
the
and I'm
visa,
just
like,
ripping into this chick.
yeah, man. Like I know a little bit about the immigration process. It's the visa that she had was for short-term work in the US for high demand jobs.
Yeah.
A fucking drink company is not a high demand job,
Yeah. It's all very,
right?
it sounds
If you
like,
have enough money, you can buy your way into a
yeah,
visa
that's
to
what it
get in,
sounds like.
right?
She's like,
Like,
it
yeah,
sounds
that's
like
really
she
what it
was,
is. And I'm not trying to be a detractor, but that's
oh,
sort of
dude,
how it works, right?
let's
Like,
detract because I
yeah,
was like, I was teeing off because me and my buddy, we joke around and I was like,
yeah,
this just sounds like a girl who had hot girl privilege and then just
yeah.
fucking hit her mid 30s and it ran out and she doesn't know how to operate in the real world and it
Yeah.
caught up to her. And
Well,
then I was like,
well, she
and
she did it incorrectly. She did the
yeah,
process incorrectly and then complained about how poorly she was treated.
like
But if
she,
you do the process incorrectly,
yeah,
you're going to get stopped at the border and you're going to be treated
yeah,
poorly because you are not priority at that point.
oh yeah. And it's like, it is bad that a Canadian citizen got put in an ICE detention, but it's like,
Yeah.
yo, you look like you had fentanyl in your asshole. You went to
I
Guatemala.
yeah.
And
I
it's
can't,
funny because I was like, tell my buddy, I was like, it just sounds like this chick has cocaine logic. Like
yeah.
she goes down to San Diego because she like thought it would be easier to get it down there because that's where she got it 3 years ago and that's where
Right.
her lawyer is. And it's like, yeah, 3 years ago was a different
A
world.
different world completely.
Like we
Yeah.
don't even live on that planet anymore. And then so I'm saying this, I'm like, she's just, this just sounds like she's dumb. She has
Yeah.
cocaine logic because that's her ideas you come up with your own cocaine. And
Yeah.
then my buddy's like, yeah, I know her.
Oh God. Of
Like,
course.
well, she is from Vancouver, so it should
So
be
yeah.
logical that you know her. And I was
Yeah.
like, so should I
So am I right?
stop
Yeah, like is
making
it
fun of her?
am I correct about this
And
then?
he
If
was
you know
like,
her?
no, no, it's fine, whatever. I know you're joking. And he was like, she just did what her lawyer told her to do.
Yeah.
And I'm like, get a new fucking
Get a new fucking
lawyer
lawyer. Yeah, totally.
immediately.
Yeah,
And then
absolutely.
he was like, he did make a very good point about it. He said that the most important thing about the story is how there's like these for-profit detention centers
Yeah.
down in the States that like now they're just indiscriminately pulling people and putting them in there. The feeling is that she would have been left in there if there wasn't like this big like media stink about it because
Gotcha.
they're like,
Yeah.
yo, you got a Canadian hot girl in there. What the fuck are you
Yeah.
doing? And
What do
they're
you
like,
yeah.
she's like well, I don't know if she's an influencer, but she sounds like an influencer. It's like,
She gives the vibe of an influencer for sure.
and you know what the other fucking weird thing is? So she lost the job with her first drink media company,
Yeah.
and then she got another job immediately with another company in the
Yeah.
States. It's like, all right, all right, all right. This, like, you can't be more suspect
Yeah.
than you are. And then, but anyways, like he was saying, the main important thing is like the detention centers, which are for profit down there. So, like, they get money from the government to operate, but they're owned by a private company. And if they're not like getting illegals because Trump told them all to stop coming, then they just got to like kind of like fill the rooms so they can get the money from the government. So he was like saying that that's probably what it is. So I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, that sucks. But don't don't enter don't enter the states from Mexico ever.
Yeah. Just don't do that. Just
Yeah,
don't do it.
and
Especially coming from Guatemala. That
yeah,
doesn't
and
make
it's
any sense.
funny
That's
because
like
it's like there's like new jokes like some people I know that I don't know. I'm just going to be very vague about who they are because I don't think they want people to know this, but they like kind of are darker skinned, so they like canceled a trip to the States because they
oh man,
sometimes they look
dude.
Mexican.
So we annually we go on a motorcycle trip, my friends and I,
Yeah.
right? And it's usually through the US somewhere because they have more roads to go through that are more
Mm-hmm.
interesting, right? Like
Yeah.
we're not doing it this year
Dude,
because
Northern
my
Washington roads are toy.
dude, the Cascades are unreal, like for a
Mhm.
ride. But like my friends are Asian and
Oh
they
yeah, no,
were like not gonna go to the US this year. Like,
yeah.
and I even I'm thinking about like just, I'm not any kind of special white privilege white. I'm just normal white guy, but
Hmm.
like, I don't want to get detained either. I've been
Yeah,
detained once and it fucking sucks. It
I've never
sucks.
been detained, but
Oh yeah. So even pre this administration, the
yeah,
US has been fully able to just go ahead and like white room you like at any
yeah.
given time. And that happened to me in YVR at the airport. So I
Oh
was on my
really?
way. I was on this is like a while back. I was on my way to Mexico for work,
Okay.
right?
Well, there, that's
And
suspect.
I was going to Sinaloa for work because I was in the mining industry and that's what I had to
Oh,
do.
the place where the
Yeah,
cartel is?
yeah, the place where the car this highly cartel controlled. And I was put into a room in YVR.
Yeah.
Like because on my way there, you go through US customs because my plane
Mhm.
was flying through the US. And I thought it was because I had a banana in my backpack. I totally forgot about it. Honestly, man, I did. They took my phone, my wallet, my computer, and my cell phone. My phone, my wallet, my computer, my passport. And I
Yeah.
got put in a room and I sat there for 45 minutes going,
Oh
fuck,
wow.
I'm going to miss my flight. And no one came in. I wasn't given a lawyer. There were no options. I couldn't contact anyone. I was just sitting in this room by myself for 45 minutes. I was like, what the fuck is going on? I'm like, oh, I
Yeah.
should have taken that banana out of my bag. I was
At
like,
least give me
oh,
my phone so I can
dude,
fucking watch
nothing.
TikTok.
Nothing. TikTok, I don't think really was a thing then. But
Oh yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
I'm fucking sitting there and I'm panicked. Like I start like 45 minutes goes by and I start freaking out and they come back in and they're like, you're free to go. And they handed me all my stuff. And I was like, what the fuck?
Oh yeah.
So yeah, apparently I fit the description of somebody that they were looking for.
They're
Uh,
like,
yeah.
it just says sexy bald dude with glasses, and they're like,
I had hair, I think, at the time too. And
oh,
I was just like, they're like, oh,
how long ago was this?
this like 10 years ago,
Is
probably.
this
Yeah.
Obama
Obama
administration?
administration. Yeah.
Did you know that Obama deported more people than anybody else?
Oh, I
Like
didn't
he
know that
still has
actually.
the
I had no
nickname
idea.
deporter in chief. Yeah,
Really?
nobody knows shit like this because they're
Man,
all
that's
like,
wild.
only Trump would
Yeah.
do that. Um,
Yeah. Yeah. So
actually, that's funny you mentioned that
like
because, like,
anybody can be
yeah,
detained at any time for any reason. It's fucking crazy.
I on purpose never wear anything remotely nice to the airport. I'm
Yeah.
like hoodie and sweatpants because one time,
Yeah. I was wearing a tie and a shirt. Like I was
yeah,
wearing, like I was fully
I
dressed
was like
nice.
wearing a blazer,
Yeah.
and then like I was like, I'm gonna dress nice for the plane because that
Yeah.
this was like when I was like early 30s, and it was like to me it was hilarious to wear dress clothes. And so I show up in a blazer, and they're like, secondary screening, you look like a drug dealer. They didn't say that, but I was like,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah. It
like,
was a white, what he's not telling you is it was a white
yeah,
suit with a pink t-shirt. And it was very Don Johnson. And
yeah,
he was like, yeah, they're like, that
yeah,
guy's going, and he was going to Cuba. So they had to pull him over.
yeah. Anytime they swab your hands, they think you're dealing drugs, and it's
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
and
Because they're
then
looking, that's for traces of like, of narcotics. That's for
yeah,
like, they're looking for cocaine and shit.
and then and so after that, I don't know if it was because I just wear hoodies and sweatpants now, or because I just got older and fat, and they're like, that guy's not, that guy's too fat to deal drugs.
Yeah. It's like,
There's no
no,
way he has free access to cocaine and
yeah.
has that much weight.
Yeah. He's not, well, it's just Jonah Hill
Yeah.
esque. I don't know. It's, you might have access to cocaine. Who knows? Fuck,
Yeah.
man. Yeah. So yeah, I guess so the lesson here is just be like cautious with your travel plans, right?
Yeah.
That's
The lesson here is listen to boomer advice, because boomer advice, like
is
we
that the
had
lesson?
this looking back
Yeah.
since I was like 25 on, like pre 25, you couldn't have like dyed hair or tattoos
Oh
or
yeah. Yeah.
piercings. But ever since I turned 25, it was kind of like society was like, fuck enough. These loud kids will just put up with them.
Yeah.
And it's like we started like opening up, like you could get a job at like some fucking regular retail store with dyed hair. And there's just like society accepted the outcasts. And then boomers were always like, don't do that, pull your pants up, look respectable,
Yeah.
and all this stuff. And then now it's like back to that where it's like, you just look respectable or you're going into fucking
Yeah.
detention. But don't
Totally.
look too respectable because you'll
Yeah,
think
there's
you're
a
a drug
line.
dealer.
There's a line, right? Like
Yeah.
yeah, there's a line. If you look too flashy, too put together, you're
Yeah.
good.
Or don't look funky because they're like you
Funky's
could be
bad.
like, you could be boring put
Yeah.
together. I
Boring
love it.
put
Like,
together.
yeah,
Business casual. That's you gotta rock business casual
yeah.
the entire time.
Here's a good defense. If you're wearing a blazer or a dress shirt, wear running shoes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just
It
look like
minimizes
you're
the
some
blazer.
tech nerd.
It's like a clothes mullet.
Yeah.
It's business on the top, party on the bottom, right?
Yeah. And it's
Yeah.
funny because everybody who does that earnestly, they're like, people don't care if you wear sneakers with dress shirts. And they're like, yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they do.
You know what though, man? I see it downtown all the time too, right? Like
Oh
when I'm
yeah.
in
Well,
when I'm
you
done,
know what?
it's usually dudes older than me that are rocking the blazer and the running shoes.
And you know
And
what?
you
They
know who
probably
else does?
change them.
Fucking Derek.
They probably change
Derek.
them when they get to the office.
No, they don't. They definitely don't because I've seen them
Hmm.
come to the office with that exact look.
No, you can't do that.
Yeah, yeah. There was that whole craze of the hoodie under the blazer for a little while. If
Oh,
you
that was
remember that a few years ago,
so fucking bad.
that's
It looks so
Tech Bro
dumb.
Deluxe. Yeah, yeah. Little strings hanging down and a fucking pocket
And
square. Like,
and the
give me a
worst part
break.
is it's like dudes are wearing this because they're like, I like to be comfortable. And there's like, there's no way you're not fucking sweating bullets
Yeah, you
under there
sweat.
and
Like
are
I don't know.
so
That's
uncomfortable.
because we were not skinny guys. It was those
Yeah.
skinny guys that wore that outfit. We're not
Oh
skinny
yeah.
guys. I'd be too hot. I'm too hot in what I'm currently wearing. Like,
Yeah.
I
Like
don't have my sleeves rolled up, so I'm like I'm very warm today.
I'm wearing shorts right now because
Are
it's
you?
always so hot.
I
Yeah.
didn't have time, dude. I was gonna change into shorts and I didn't have time.
Oh, I
So
would have
I'm
waited, buddy.
wearing my work
You could
clothes
take your
today.
pants off. We're all
It's
friends.
well, yeah, I guess like I could have just taken my pants off for this. It's not like anybody sees me. This would be the one time of the podcast you asked me to stand up, and I'm fucking just got in my gotch, just
I
like,
can't believe I kind of blew past that you said Derek wore sneakers. Like Derek was a clothes guy for a while.
oh, you know, he wore sneakers and a blazer like a lot, all the time. Whenever I
Oh
saw him, he was
no.
always wearing that,
Like what sneakers? Like
like shoes,
those
like fucking, you know, those work like those business casual
oh like
shoes.
no, but those different like those like kind of like dress company sneakers or like I'm
Yeah.
talking like
You mean
Reeboks or
like
Nikes.
Reeboks, okay, or
Like
like New
wear
Balances or something. Yeah,
obviously
obvious sneakers.
sneakers,
Yeah,
like
no, you
running
know those like kind
shoes.
of work ones. He would wear those all the
Yeah,
time.
not
I'm
like
taking the piss. He's gonna. I haven't seen
yeah,
Derek in like 5 years, and now he's gonna yell at me. He's like, "You
he
made fun of
won't
me."
watch this. He will
Yeah,
not watch this. Don't worry.
I'm not worried. I'm not. I've never really been worried about him.
I was just like, but he has like he's the one who taught me what Chelsea boots were.
Oh yeah, I have a pair of Chelsea boots.
I didn't know what they were,
Yeah,
and now I do.
I do. Yeah,
And
I have a pair of those. Well, like Blundstones are effectively Chelsea boots.
yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Um, I can't wear Chelsea boots though because I have wide feet, and every time I do, they fucking pinch the shit out of them.
Oh, I've got
So
mine are Vassies. So they're basically wool, so they're stretchy.
yeah, and I also don't have a desk job anymore. I work
Oh
as a
yeah.
welder, so it's like I wear
You don't really need them.
slides, running shoes, or my work boots, and
Yeah.
that's all I fucking
Do
wear.
you have Crocs? I think you have. Do you have
Nope,
Crocs? No.
nope. I
No.
can't like
Okay.
I would wear Crocs,
Yeah.
but I made so much fucking fun of them
You
in my
can't do it
early
now. Yeah.
20s
I don't have
that
Crocs.
I would just be I can't do it. I have like foam slides,
Yeah.
which look like Crocs, but yeah, I know because you figure I'd be a Croc guy because I basically have like given up on how I
Yeah.
look.
That's I so you know what I discovered the other day?
Yeah.
So I have flip-flops, right? Like I
Yeah.
have a pair of flip-flops and I put them on. And I'm like, the older I get, like I'm not like these toes are not for public consumption. Like I
Oh
just think
fuck.
I should not wear fucking flip-flops. And
I
then
don't care.
I went to get the mail and I
Yeah.
tripped
Oh
in my
no.
flip-flops and I tore my right toe, a big toenail off.
The
Yeah,
whole thing.
like 70% of it.
Oh my
Just
god.
fucking wrecked it. I'm just like, I'm never wearing flip-flops again.
Oh,
Again. I'm wearing closed-toed
oh,
shoes for the remainder of my life.
oh,
Yep, tore it right off.
oh,
Fucking, it's all like black and red right now. It's disgusting. And I tripped like on a piece of wood that was like kind of 'cause
oh.
it's been pouring rain for
The story
months.
just gets worse.
Yeah. So it's covered in like, you know, sludgy algae goo on my toe. And I was like, how am I supposed to clean this? It's bleeding everywhere.
Yeah,
Like,
it's like you're like hurt and now you have to
yeah,
rub
I'm hurt
rubbing
and
alcohol
dirty. I'm
on it
like,
because you got
this
like
is
fucking
yeah. It was and it, like
Vancouver. Oh,
most of my toe bed was exposed, like the under the nail part. So it just was like I sprayed the stuff on it and I was just like, and it's like sizzling, and I'm just
yeah.
like, this is terrible. This is awful.
And
So anyway,
it's funny because I used to make fun of dudes who like would go to like the mall wearing their work clothes and stuff. Like
yeah,
I wear overalls at work, so I just look like a dude in sweatpants and a hoodie. That's
yeah,
basically all I wear.
yeah.
But now like I'll go out after work and I'll like be disheveled and I just don't care because it's like I've had been wearing work boots for like 9 hours
Yeah.
and my toes are barking. I don't care what anybody says. These dogs are
They're
barking.
coming off. They're coming
Yeah.
off.
And it's funny because I used to be a flip flop guy like you.
Yeah.
And the same thing happened. I fucking tripped or something. I didn't have my nail off because I'd
Yeah.
still be crying about it if I did. But
It's awful. It's awful.
there was just like enough times where like you're in flip flops and you know when your like toes kind of curl over
I do. I
and
do
then you
know.
drag them and you scrape your
Scrape
knuckles,
the top. Yep.
scrape your
Totally.
toe knuckles like
Yep.
extra gorilla. Like I
Yeah.
did that one too many times
Yeah. And you're just done. I'm
and
done
I'm
with
done
open
with
toe
flip flops,
shoes.
but
Yeah.
now it's so much worse.
Yeah.
Guess what I rock now?
What do you rock now?
Tiva sandals.
Oh, not the
Dad
Tivas. Oh my god.
flops.
The
Dude.
straps down the side
Oh
and
my
across.
God.
Oh
Oh,
no.
they're so comfortable.
I
Oh, they're like
remember
flip flops that never leave you.
I remember when I was way younger, when I lived in Kamloops still,
Yeah.
I bought a pair of like, do you remember those Nike ACG sandals?
No.
They're kind of like the Deschutes. They had like they're basically Tivas before Tivas were invented. The
Yeah.
Tivas were based on those sandals. I got them on sale like on this super clearance,
Yeah.
and I bought a pair of them, and they absolutely fucked up my feet. They were like the
Oh
worst
no.
sandals ever. But yeah, they made Tivas based off of those, which are basically flip
Mhm.
flops without the like toe.
Yeah,
piece.
bro. They're extra strappy flip flops. Like
Yeah, they're
the
actually
guy
trying to
at
flip
work,
flop. That's really what they are. Yeah,
my buddy calls them dad flops because he's like
totally.
one of you know how there's like people who just like hate feet, like Derek.
Oh, I hate feet too, man. I fucking hate feet. Hate
I've
feet.
just always been indifferent to feet. Like
Oh, you're
I'm not
lucky,
like
dude. You're so
Dave
lucky.
Chappelle where I want to like hump Asian women feet. I've just like
There's varying levels of feet. I can't even
like
do
to
it.
me, feet and hands are the same thing.
No, they're
Like like
feet
if
are
I
the
see your
devil's hand.
hands
Yeah,
and your fucking fingers are all mangled or they're all warty, and I'm like, ew, gross, but not
no.
because they're hands. So if I see feet, I'm just like, yeah, whatever, they're feet. Like if they're stinky or gross or dirty, then yeah, but that's not because they're feet. It's just because they're stinky and gross. But I kind of get how feet are more likely to stink and be gross. So I could see where you're grossed out
I
about it.
think I'm gross. You know what I think it is? A lot of it, too, like something you just said, actually made me think about it. I see hands every day, all the time,
Yeah.
and you don't see feet as much.
You don't
So when you
hang out
see
with
feet,
me
you're like,
enough.
oh, they're gross. They're
Yeah.
gross. Oh God, what are those? That's fucking terrifying. Don't put those out. They
Yeah.
go inside the shoes. They're gross. Don't ever let
Andrew
me
is
see
the same
those.
way. It's like I'll touch her with my foot or something when we're sitting on the couch.
Dude,
Like,
I
don't
can't.
touch me.
I can't. If Allie touches me with her feet, I freak out.
Just like,
I
ooh.
freak out. Like, don't even fucking do that.
Yeah.
Gross. Put some socks on. You're disgusting.
You know what? Maybe it's a hockey thing because hockey
Dude,
skates are so gross, and
I
you're
told
like,
you about the guys that I played with that were like some guys wore dress socks. And did I not tell you this? Did we not have
yeah,
this
you did.
conversation? Yeah,
You
yeah,
did.
yeah.
Okay. I
The
don't hate feet, but
barefooted skates, like gross, dude. Come on.
having bare feet in shoes is fucking disgusting. Like
This
in
is like,
sneakers.
dude,
And that's because I like
all,
every once in a while,
like
if
all
I have to run out the garbage,
the finance bros downtown with their bare feet and
no,
fucking
fuck
boat
you.
shoes.
Die in a
Yeah.
fire. Dress shoes with no socks,
Dude,
you're getting fired.
this is the second podcast we're talking about feet like
I know.
excessively.
Who cares?
Welcome to Foot Rage
Yeah.
Factory.
But it's like if you like when you wear sneakers with no socks because you went to run out the garbage and then you pull your foot out and the insole's still stuck to the bottom of your foot because
Gross, right?
your foot
Gross.
sweat. Okay, I get why
Gross.
people hate them because feet
See?
sweat. So that's also another
Yep.
thing.
Totally
They're like
gross.
armpits, whatever. Okay, I get why people say they're gross. I just don't think they're gross. But like if
They're
you wear
gross.
shoes, like maybe like I just tell myself that the people who look like they're not wearing socks are just wearing no shows.
Yeah.
So they're
That's how you
actually
get
wearing
by. You get
socks.
by by mentally telling yourself those
Yeah.
bros are
I'm
not
like,
wearing
oh, that
socks.
guy's not barefoot in his fucking leather shoes. Like I
Yeah.
can't even wear like socks in those shoes because my feet sweat so bad in them.
Yeah.
And then I just like I just don't even. I just don't even.
Don't
I just
even.
don't even.
Don't even. Don't even.
Also,
So,
I
so, so it's
everybody who's
Tivas and
wondering,
work boots for you. That's it.
they're not actually Tivas. I just said that so you know what they were. They're the same style, but they don't have the one down the side. They just have straps at the front and straps at the back.
Yeah. All right.
I wash my slides every once in a while
Yeah,
in
there
the
you go.
shower
That's cool. Yeah.
because Andrea hates feet so much, and she's like, "Wash your slides," and I'm like,
Yeah.
"Fair point."
Totally.
I
fair.
was wearing work boots all day, and then I put my feet in slides, so they're probably gross.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
I have slippers at home too. I change
Mhm.
into slippers after a day at work. I wear slippers a lot. I'm a very slippers guy.
Oh, dude,
So
slippers in winter,
go from feet to ass hose.
ass hose.
Assholes, the new era
Oh
baseball caps, the
fuck.
MLB overlap hats. So people are losing their minds about this.
I have
Even I
to
saw this.
I'll put some pictures up there. Yeah,
Oh
like
my god.
there's
So
three
the
that are bad. There's the Ashos, the
ass
Texas
hose.
Titas,
Yep,
which is what, bitch in Spanish?
I think so. Yeah, yeah, totally.
And then the Angels, but it says anally, and it's like
Anals.
anal with an extra E in it.
Yeah, with a big A
A
with the
N
hole in it.
A E L S.
So the basically what happens in new era, the sports cap company, they make hats. You've seen the logo, you know what it looks like. It's like
Hmm.
it looks like an American flag, but it's an N. And anyway, they made this series of Major League Baseball hats that have the, I guess it's the name of the
The word
team,
mark
the
logo.
word logo of the team in an arc across the front, and then it has the graphic logo
Yeah.
slapped on the top. So in the case of the Astros, it's the Houston Astros. So it says Astros in the background, and then the foreground is a star that covers over the T and the R, and it's just got the H for Houston right in the middle. So it just says Ashos, or like asshos. So like,
Yeah.
what a dumb fucking design.
It's like
It's the Texas
Texas.
Rangers one that says Titas.
Yeah.
That no longer appears in the MLB shop. TETAS. It's Texas. Of course, the X is gone, and then the big T for Texas Rangers logo mark is on the front. So this is Titas,
Yeah.
which is a Spanish swear word.
I
So there's
was
some good
like
ones.
I was like trying to find the overlap hats in the New Era store, and it was just like,
No,
what? There's
they're all
so many
off. They're all
hats.
offline now too. Oh
Oh,
God, no, they're
even the non-offensive ones.
yeah. They took them all down. They don't have them anymore.
Oh
It looks like they're canceling the whole thing. So
no.
yeah,
Got to go to a third world country and get the ones that they donate to the kids.
yeah.
All the old sportswear
Oh
stuff.
God, what I remember in high school, was it high school, maybe early college, I can't remember. One of my friends who was like a devout Christian, you know how like some
Hmm.
of them, they go to third world countries to do
Oh
like
yeah.
missionary work. And
Hmm.
he I can't remember what year it was. He came back with like the whatever, the like 2002 Super Bowl champs, but it was like the wrong team.
Oh yeah.
But he got it. It was like in Africa somewhere where they like donated all of the T-shirts, like because
Hmm.
they print both sets, and then they give the winners the set, and they donate it to another country, to a third
Yeah.
world country. So he came back with a Super Bowl champion shirt from the team that didn't win from that year. I was like, dude, that's amazing. So
That's so hilarious.
yeah.
Yeah. And do you watch baseball at all?
Nope, not even a little bit.
Yeah. Oh God.
You know what happens? Because if I put baseball on the TV, I fucking don't have time to watch TV. I know
Yeah.
I don't have time to watch TV. Read a book, god damn it. But it's not even that. I just like, if I put baseball on TV, I'm immediately asleep.
Oh dude. Yeah.
Immediately.
Dude, the
Golf and
announcer,
baseball, if they're
everything.
on TV, I'm just like, oh, this is, oh, baseball. Okay, yeah, it's third and six is bottom of the ninth.
Yeah, it's like the original ASMR.
Oh, dude, it's super sleep.
And
Golf
it's
is like,
like
he's pulling up to the
stepping up
tee.
to the base
It's
now
a
is
350
Ramirez.
350 yard dog leg to the left with the water trap. He's been playing really well lately. And
Yeah, or
just
golf or
fucking out.
baseball too,
Yeah,
because it's like you hear like the crowd in the
it's the
background. It's like,
stats. Yeah, it's white noise
yeah.
with like boring ass stats overlaid on top of it,
And then
and
it's like
you
for
get
some reason,
woken
like,
up by the crack of the bat.
yeah, the
Crack.
distant
Oh God,
crack of
where
the
am I?
bat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
where am I?
So
Oh
good.
Jesus Christ. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I don't know,
totally.
because I'm in two
Are you in a
fantasy
baseball
baseball
pool?
leagues,
Oh man.
which is like too much. But I
Yeah.
was like, I'm going to like this year, I'm going to pick whoever I cheer for in the MLB by
Yeah.
whichever team I get the most guys drafted for, because I just kind
Mm.
of go by the projected stats. And this year, I'm an Ashos fan.
Oh, no way. All right, there you
No,
go.
wait, no, that's wrong. I was
Titas?
hoping it would be
uh,
the Ashos because
yeah.
the hat was so funny. Because I drafted two Ashos, but then I ended up drafting San Diego, and I was like, oh, San
Oh, yeah.
Diego.
Yeah.
It's
The
just like
Padres.
the most meh MLB team that I'm just like,
Yeah, it's
whatever.
cool. The like 1970s and 80s San Diego Padres had the best logos. So good.
Well, what was
Best
it? Just
colors.
a P?
No, it was SD. The S
Oh,
with the D in it. And they had their colors were, they were primarily brown with
oh,
yellow and orange.
oh,
Yeah, it
that's
was
good.
money. It's like dope ass 70s colors.
Brown and yellow is money. Are they the ones that had like the stack hat? Was like had lines like going
Yes,
horizontal.
yes, they did. Yeah, yeah, totally. Like
Nice.
the Pittsburgh Pirates had one like that, but the
Mhm.
Houston, the San Diego Padres had one as well. Like
Nice.
the round cap with the yeah, and the Pirates one was black with yellow stripes.
Yeah.
The Padres one was like I think it was brown with orange stripes on it or something. It was, yeah, they're
Well,
pretty cool.
that's tight.
Yeah,
All right,
super
maybe you're
cool.
talking to me into the Padres. I did say that I
Yeah,
would cheer for whoever I drafted the most from, and it was them. And it was funny because it was like after that happened, I was like, "Hey, that's where that chick went
yeah.
that
Oh
I
yeah,
made
that's
fun
right.
of."
Yeah. No, the Padres. A member of my family worked security for the Padres when I was younger, which was
Oh,
kind of cool. So
Christ.
I always had like San Diego Padres shirts and stuff.
Oh, nice. And did you ever
Yeah.
go to games?
No,
Oh,
no. I don't think I ever went to the States until I was like an adult.
oh,
Maybe
yeah. No, I
across the
definitely
border a
didn't.
couple of times with my grandpa, but like, yeah,
Yeah, no.
like over to Washington State, like just over the border to get gas or whatever, like we
Yeah.
used to do.
Oh, before when we were talking about driving in the States, I did want to say like once in a while, I used to like when I was bored on a weekend, I'd go to Mount Baker because it's like
Yeah, Mount
two
Baker's
hour
beautiful,
drive.
man. It's so cool up there.
But like the parks in the States, they don't have guardrails on the road. So you're
Nope.
driving up this fucking mountain beside like a drop off and there's no guardrail. And it's like
Man,
it's cool because it like you can see the view and it's like doesn't block the view. But
there's
on
no
the other hand,
obstructions and the pictures are great. There's no power lines, there's
yeah,
no obstructions anywhere. It's
it's
fantastic.
fucking so scary though.
Dude, we went up on our motorbikes last year.
Yeah.
We go up on our motorbikes all the time. It's a quick ride and it's totally
Yeah.
awesome up there. There's no guardrails. We park our bikes on the edge of the road and take pictures while cars are whipping by. And when you get to the top,
Yeah.
there's no guardrails up there either. And there's like a parking lot, but we're on motorcycles. So we just keep going a little bit further up the top. Like you can go further up this dirt road and no one can stop you from going up there. There's no gates, there's no anything.
Yeah. It's like
So
is it
you
the
ride up.
bottom of a ski lift or something?
No, 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 no. You go
Oh,
past that and up to Artist Point and then around. And there's like this whole, if you just go, like, there's this parking lot and then
yeah.
there's like this whole bunch of hills. And if you go up and over the hill, just a little ways,
Yeah.
you can see forever into a valley that has nothing. It's just
Oh,
trees
yeah.
and mountains and
Oh, yeah.
stuff.
I've
It's
walked up
absolutely
there.
insane. Yeah,
I
yeah,
love
yeah.
it.
People walk up there all the time. They get mad when we ride our motorbikes up there, but it's
Probably.
awesome. What the hell are you
Yeah.
doing? I'm riding my motorbike to somewhere peaceful.
And you're like, you know what we do in Canada? We put up fences
We
and
put up
guardrails where you're
fences and
not
people aren't
supposed to
allowed in
be.
there for their
Yeah.
own safety so they don't tumble into infinity
Yeah.
and die.
We
Yeah.
don't just trust people to not do
to
shenanigans.
not do shenanigans. And
Yeah.
people are gonna do shenanigans up there for sure.
Like maybe the States has a little too much freedom. I'm
I
just gonna
think
say it.
every once in a while. But like,
Yeah.
yeah, when you're up there and you can see forever, it's like the coolest thing in the world.
Oh
And
yeah,
like
it's definitely rad.
Canada doesn't have that because the places that are accessible like that have the ski resort jammed
Yeah.
in them. It's all private, it's private property or somebody owns
Hmm.
it and you can't fucking go up there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or there's
Trying
like
to
a
think.
big yellow fence in the way.
Or you have to go fucking forever up to a glacier in
Forever.
Revelstoke.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Yeah. Like you definitely can't just drive to the top of a mountain and look at some
No,
dope ass views.
I mean, if you go to like Tulameen in that area, like kind of Princeton and on that side, you can find some places that are pretty cool. But even in
Mhm.
Princeton or like Manning Park, there's this one really big lookout that's incredible, but you get to the top and it's fucking barricades and fences everywhere.
Yeah, and jammed with people.
Oh yeah. It's
I
always
think I
people
went
up
to
there.
that Manning one.
Yeah, the Manning Park one lookout's like it's on the opposite side of the road from the
Yeah,
resort.
yeah, yeah. We
Yeah.
definitely went up
Yeah.
there and
There's no guardrails on that one. It's
oh
pretty
yeah,
cool.
that's true.
Yeah, that's like one of the few. Yeah.
Because it's like so it's such a skinny road that there's no room for
Yeah. You
guardrails.
basically have to like when we're on our bikes and stuff, you have to like and when you're in cars, you have to stop and like let
Yeah.
people go around because it's just you can't pass up there. It's so narrow.
And there's so many switchbacks that like we went up there and Andrea was like, I feel roads
Yeah, I feel
car sick.
gross. Yeah, I feel
Drive
gross.
slower. And I'm like, you're the worst.
It's super fun on a motorbike though. I'll
Yeah.
tell you that much
It's
right
also super fun in a car if you could go fast enough to scare
now.
yourself.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, 100%. 100%.
It's so funny. She was like, because basically, whenever we drive somewhere, I drive too fast and she hates it. And
Yeah.
then she's like, she said something about you're driving too fast. I was like, I haven't even scared myself yet. I'm not driving too
Yeah.
fast.
Like I've barely pooped my pants.
Yeah.
So
Like when you're coming from Alberta and you're going down into Golden and you go sideways a little bit in winter, that's when you're like, all right, maybe I should slow down.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Good. Yeah, when the wheels start kicking out, it's time
Yeah.
to slow down just a little bit.
I think it's time to
100%.
go.
Man.
I just heard Andrew, I just heard my toddler screaming, and then Andrea opened the door and looked at me.
No, that's good. I gotta go. I gotta get packed up. I'm on the road again tomorrow. On the road again.
Hour. Maybe she heard me talking about how she hates my driving.
Hates your driving? Yeah, now you're in trouble. Yeah. I have to go because I'm gonna get I'm in trouble now. Yeah. All right.
Cool. Check you later.
What's the what episode was this? I don't even think we
265.
265.
I was like, I'm going to say it right at the beginning so I don't forget.
And then we totally forgot. All right. Thank you for joining us on the internet. And remember,
until next time, stay angry.
Stay angry.
Okay, you say, yeah.
Okay.
Stay angry.
Here's your big coffee, you stupid fuck.